Today, I would like to introduce to everyone Beth Bowman. She is the president and CEO for the Irving Economic Development. And I have a lot of excitement because I cannot wait to hear what she's going to be sharing with us today. Beth, I will let you take over.
Thank you so much, Erica. And again, I just want to give a warm welcome to the Metro Texas Association of Realtors to come home to Irving-Las Colinas. We're really excited to have you. I want to give a specific shout out to Roxy and Anna. Anna's going to be helping me drive today. So appreciate each of you. We want to be respectful of your time. I'm going to do my best to be brief and brilliant, and then happy to answer any questions after. And again, I want to thank Heather and Erica for this opportunity and their leadership within the region. So as Erica shared with you, I'm Beth Bowman, and I have the privilege to serve as the president and CEO of the Irving-Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce and the Irving Economic Development Partnership. Our community is known as the headquarters of headquarters. We're extremely proud of that. What does that mean? We have more Fortune 1000 headquarters in our community per capita than any other city in Texas, and some would argue any other city in the nation. It's my great pleasure today to give you a closer look at why we've earned this reputation and the many other accolades that have made our community one of the most desirable places to live, work, play, walk, and visit in the country. So Anna, if you'll transition to the next slide, please. Las Colinas was one of the first planned communities in the United States. It's more than 12,000 acres, was once the largest mixed-use development in the South. Las Colinas was built around a 125-acre man-made Lake Carolyn. If you haven't visited Las Colinas in a while, I want to invite you to safely come with your face covering and your friends and your family and take a walk along the old world Venetian style canals lined with walkways, cafes, and entertainment venues. Take a look at the realtors, the offices, and our beautiful waterfront residential lifestyle opportunities that have recently come online. So Anna, next slide. Las Colinas is the answer to really a suburban sprawl. The visionaries who built Las Colinas reimagined suburban and commercial development, and as each of you know, as a complete holistic mixed-use hub with plenty of highly desirable wow factors. They imagined a walkable community for people who want to live and work in a neighborhood where most of their needs are only minutes away without a car. Alvaro Luque, he's the president and CEO of Avocados from Mexico. He calls it really the 10-minute life, meaning everything that you need personally and professionally is only 10 minutes away. Next slide. Irving-Las Colinas' residential areas were thoughtfully built to enhance and preserve the natural beauty of the rolling hills of North Texas. Outdoor recreation is a top priority in planning. Today, there's 190 acres of park and green belts, 17 miles of canal waterways, and one of the largest and most robust trail systems in North Texas, with 30 miles of walking, hiking, and biking. For those that are golf enthusiasts or just want to get out and enjoy some outdoor recreational activity, there's 4 membership golf courses that our community offers, including Las Colinas Country Club and the Four Seasons Resort and Club Dallas at Las Colinas, seen here, as well as a municipal course in Irving, and 80 golf courses within 20 miles of our community. Hannah, next slide. Another important lifestyle trend is in the public is really growing to prefer for a commuter transportation opportunity over personal cars to really reduce the individual stress, time, congestion, and population. The beauty of Las Colinas is that it has clustered jobs, housing, and amenities around transportation centers. Irving residents made a major commitment to support the Dallas area rapid transit system, and today's DART Orange Line has 5 stations in Irving-Las Colinas, with the 6th scheduled to open in early 2021 at Hidden Ridge, which is a $1 billion mixed-use project that I'll talk a little bit about here in a few minutes. A 7th station has been deferred pending redevelopment of the former stadium site. I'll discuss that later in this presentation as well, which includes 1,000-acre shovel-ready land along the Trinity River. And I'll just take a moment as Anna's transitioning slides to just remind everybody, Irving, Texas is the city. Las Colinas is one of our 2 master plan communities that reside within the city limits of Irving. Based on the great assets and amenities in our community, we have 8 Fortune 500 and 4 Fortune 1000 companies that call Irving-Las Colinas home, or our version of the Big 12. And we're really excited that we also have the Big 12 conference headquarters in our community. Many of you know these brands: ExxonMobil, the largest energy company in the United States; McKesson, which we were delighted to recently welcome home to Irving, the oldest and largest healthcare company in the nation; Kimberly-Clark, a multinational corporation manufacturing personal care products; Fluor, a multinational engineering and construction firm; Vistra Energy, a leader in energy generation; Pioneer Natural Resources, an oil and gas producer; Celanese, a global chemical and specialty materials company; Commercial Metals, a steel and metal manufacturer; Michaels, this was a recent win for us to be able to retain Michaels headquarters in our community, a retailer of arts and crafts supplies; Flowserve, one of the largest suppliers of industrial environmental machinery; Darling, a global leader in creating sustainable food, feed, and fuel ingredients; and Nexstar Media Group, America's largest local television and media company. What's remarkable about this list of corporate leaders is the diversity of their industry. We believe that diversity is essential for sustainable growth, and we're proud of these hallmark corporate leaders. These companies are joined by many additional headquarters, as you see on this slide. Here's a snapshot of other corporate headquarters that call Irving-Las Colinas home. We also have about 150 foreign-based companies, such as Japanese-based 7-Eleven, NEC, a Japanese multinational information technology company. In our economic development strategic plan, it calls for the recruitment of targeted international markets, and we're leveraging many of these companies to amplify the Irving-Las Colinas story. In Irving-Las Colinas, it's truly where a company can have a local address with global access. Our international affairs and sister cities programs are working to build relationships around the world to support our international recruitment efforts. Additionally, we have roughly 8,000 small to medium-sized businesses in our community that provide jobs, products, and services, and help us to keep our property taxes among the lowest in the state among cities of similar size. Next slide. Here's a list of some of our largest employers in our community. One of our top priorities as we continue to hear from our business industry is the access to skilled workers they need to recruit and retain the growth of their business. One clear advantage we have in Irving-Las Colinas is our central location in North Texas that gives us access to more than 3.3 million skilled workers within a 30-minute commute. To help these employers find talent they need, we are pioneering research and collaboration with a coalition of educators, employers, and nonprofits to identify specific skill requirements for these companies' needs, and to develop the education and training program prospective workers need to fill these job opportunities. The program's called Bridging the Gap, and it's a model program for the nation to match education and training to the jobs available. Next slide. Continuing on with workforce excellence, currently and before COVID-19, we had an influx of about 140 commuters that came in and out of our community to work. As you can see, we have about 254,000 jobs in Irving-Las Colinas, which is more than our entire residential population. In addition to being the center of North Texas and with incredible access to talent, our workforce is young. The median age in Irving-Las Colinas is 32, and our workforce is educated, with nearly 3/4 of all adults living within Las Colinas having completed a bachelor's degree or higher. We're also really proud that our workforce is diverse. Irving's the 15th most culturally diverse city in the United States, with 35% of our community residents foreign born. And that's really exciting. I do want to just take a moment before Anna transitions slides to just say, you know, with the pandemic, we believe about 80% of our workforce is still working remotely. About 20% have safely re-officed and are continuing to monitor public health recommendations and our community healthcare leader recommendations to continue to bring their workforce back into the office. But for now, we believe at this time about 80% of our workforce that can work from home is still working from home or within remote locations. Here's a nice view of what makes Irving-Las Colinas all about location and connectivity. Irving residents made a major investment in DART that we believe is transforming our community into a city of the future, with, as I shared earlier, the DART stations that are in our community today. And that is Dallas College, North Lake, Irving Convention Center, Las Colinas Urban Center at Burbank and Royal Lane. And as I shared earlier, next year we look forward to celebrating the opening of the Hidden Ridge Station, and then one final deferred station at the former stadium site. The Orange Line today whisked riders to and from DFW International Airport in minutes, and it's only a few-minute drive from Dallas Love Field, about 10 minutes. Our infrastructure is truly unmatched, as you see throughout our community. We have 5 major interstate highways and 4 major thoroughfares, including 183, 114, 635, Loop 12, and George Bush Turnpike. So you can also see we are one of 4 host communities within DFW Airport. So again, I just think this is an excellent aerial view to show our proximity. And it's often one of the top reasons cited in terms of why companies are relocating or coming home to Irving. We are the epicenter of North Texas. Next slide, please. So here, this shows really how much growth we've seen within the Las Colinas Urban Center. It's an aerial map that really shows the growth over the last 2 decades. Certainly a substantial amount, and ladies and gentlemen, more to come. Our team's hard at work right now responding to opportunities and proactively bringing in some of our target companies in the Irving-Las Colinas community. The next slide. The former stadium site is really one of our last large undeveloped tracts of land. It's located along the Trinity River corridor and totals about 1,000 acres. About 400 of those are developable acres. Our partners at the city and the Texas Department of Transportation right now are improving the infrastructure at the site with a $420 million revamp of what's called the Diamond Interchange, or where highways 114, 183, and Loop 12 can converge. The work will provide needed connector ramps, upgrades, while also improving traffic flow in anticipation of the tens of thousands of new employees and residents destined for this future mixed-use development. Anna, next slide, please. Another opportunity for corporate campuses is ExxonMobil's desire to consider the sale of surplus land around their global headquarters. So it is non-continuous land parcels that surround their global headquarters today that you can see on the left. They include lots both east and west of Las Colinas Boulevard near Coldwell Boulevard and a lot west of Love Drive. The 5 undeveloped land parcels total about 100 acres. We truly see this as an exceptional opportunity for corporate headquarter campuses at what may be the most desirable location in North Texas or within the country. And we're really proud to have the global headquarters of ExxonMobil in our community. They've been a great community partner in terms of working with us on, what the possibilities could be. And we're really excited to be able to complement their efforts for prospective companies that are looking for their next corporate home. We have the it factor. I'm going to walk you through some of the developments that have contributed to our international reputation as the headquarters of headquarters, and it's really what we have. We have it through Water Street, the Toyota Music Factory, Convention Center Hotels, the Hidden Ridge 5G mixed-use development, Ferry Space, WeWorks, residential, and also data centers. In our community, our customers, our business community, have all the assets and amenities that they're looking for. So next slide, please. We'll take a look at Water Street. I trust many of you have had the opportunity to enjoy this mixed-use development located on the shores of Lake Carolyn at the northeast corner of Las Colinas Boulevard and O'Connor Boulevard. It's situated within the heart of the urban center. It has about 60,000 square feet of dining and retail space. A couple of retailers just to note, Hugo's, Cork and Pig, a seafood specialty, Pacific Table, the Ginger Man, Creamistry if you're looking for an afternoon snack on a warmer day, and many others. It also has about 350 luxury multifamily housing opportunities, some on the lake. It's located along the dark orange line, as well as a lot of green space for special events such as farmers markets, music festivals, picnics, and other parties. So the next slide. Take a look at the Toyota Music Factory. This was completed in 2017. It's a world-class entertainment destination located in the heart of the Las Colinas Urban Center on Lake Carolyn. The development includes the Texas Lottery Plaza, stage for live music, and events surrounded by green space and more than a dozen restaurants. Ethos Group also took down about 100,000 square feet of elevated office space around the plaza, and you can see that in the top left corner. The next slide. Within the Toyota Music Factory is the Pavilion that is operated by Live Nation, and they've provided world-class entertainment, and they've really pivoted during the pandemic to continue providing entertainment in the comfort of your home. The Pavilion at the Toyota Music Factory is ranked the #2 venue in the world based on ticket sales last year. Its unique designs makes it comfortable for an indoor concert hall, and then also transitions into an outdoor amphitheater. We truly look forward to, in socially distant times, resuming concerts and a full schedule of events as soon as the public health restrictions allow for it. Next slide. We work with our partners at the Irving Convention Center and the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau. Mara Gast is my peer, and they just do an incredible job. This is the Irving Convention Center building. It has that futuristic design for meetings and events, 100,000 square feet of meeting and exhibit space, And the building's unique architecture and interior finishes is a completely new concept for event planning. They've really been able to pivot to safely accommodate events. It sits on 40 acres, again, within the Las Colinas Urban Center, right next door to a 350-room Westin Convention Center headquarter hotel, and on the Dart Rail Orange Line for easy access to DFW Airport or into the central Dallas Business District. Next slide. Just a snapshot of our hospitality. Without a doubt, Irving-Las Colinas, the hospitality industry has been hit significantly hard by COVID-19, but we expect to see a recovery as business and leisure air travel and convention activity return to more normal levels. I would encourage, if you are looking for a staycation, stay at home in Irving-Las Colinas and come experience all the hospitality we have to offer. We have dozens of beautiful hotels that make visitors comfortable and safe in the most convenient location throughout North Texas, including a Southern-style Texican Court directly across the street from the convention center, and a newly renovated Marriott Las Colinas near the Toyota Music Factory. And you can see the image of the Westin Convention Center headquarter hotel that I spoke about just moments ago. Moving on to submarket occupancy rates. Despite the ongoing pandemic, our occupancy rates in Irving-Las Colinas have remained strong across the office, industrial, and retail sectors. There was only some slight changes in our occupancy rates between the last quarter due to really long-term lease contracts, but this is an area that our team is monitoring very closely as companies and businesses continue to evaluate their real estate needs. As we look at another development that phase one is completed and actively moving into phase two is the Hidden Ridge development that I spoke about earlier. It's a modern transient-oriented development, 5G oriented development, and one of the most exciting mixed-use projects within North Texas. At the end of the day, it'll be $1.5 billion development, first 5G campuses for corporations. Today, it includes the headquarters of Pioneer Natural Resources. And what's in the pipeline is 2 million additional square feet of Class A office space coming online, 60,000 square feet of retail, 400 residential units, hotel, green space, and as I shared with you, a DART station scheduled to open in 2021. Moving on, we'll take a closer look at 777 Hidden Ridge, also known as the global headquarters for Pioneer. They took down about 1.1 million square feet. It's located on 35 acres, and it has been the anchor tenant at this time for the Hidden Ridge development. One item of just interest for y'all is the beautiful campus and the employees that reside there. Really have the employees become the planning group. So they listened to what their employees' needs were. Those needs were taken to their management team, and ultimately they have an incredible best-in-class corporate headquarters located on Mr. Carpenter's former ranch home. Next slide. 901 West Walnut Hill Lane. This is Very Space purchased this at open fall of 2019 for a new 315,000 rentable square feet Class A workstations and first-in-class amenities. Very Space offers flexible space solutions and a multi-tenanted campus for enterprise-level tenants. It sits on 15 acres at the corner of 114 and Walnut Hill Lane. Again, right in the heart of Las Colinas. Wi-Fi is enabled in the courtyard. It's the center of the campus with 0.6-mile walking trail as well. Some of the tenants that are there today is Akili, Rumble On, and Verizon that have taken space right here at 901 West Walnut Hill Lane. And many of you will probably remember this is the former Zale or Signet headquarters that were in our community. So we're really excited that Very decided to invest within our community. Next slide, please. We're One area within the COVID-19 pandemic that's emerged is e-commerce and the boom in logistics and warehouse construction. And a survey by the Dallas Business Journal that was taken back in September of 2020, Las Colinas ranked just behind Alliance, Texas and Fort Worth based on the largest number of square footage, so 24.7 to be exact, in business parks completed in 2019, with over 7 million square feet in our community. We anticipate this to be a tremendously strong market for us as well into the future, again, due to our location. One area that we want to make sure to highlight is data centers and the importance of those. Next slide. I'd like to highlight one of the largest data centers in the country that's home right here in Irving-Las Colinas, QTS. It's a LEED Gold winning building designed on 54 acres and entirely powered by renewable energy sources. It's a 700,000 square foot facility. Just another example of the diversity of industries that can be found right here at home in Irving-Las Colinas with well-compensated, skilled workers. As we move on, Las Colinas Urban Center Residential, and as a masterpiece of master planning, Las Colinas is the complete community for residents and workers looking for that live, work, play, walk, and visit environment. There's about 8,400 multifamily housing choices adjacent to the incredible quality of life amenities that are in our community today, and more scheduled to come online in the near future. In addition to the multifamily in our community, we also offer, as many of you know, single-family homes to executive housing. The diversity of options is endless, and all where residents, as I shared earlier, as our customers share with us, can really have the 10-minute life. Next slide. It's also important, our heritage district in our community, which is the city's historic district, is undergoing renovations. There's a wonderful feel about the restoration of quaint shops, dining along Main Street, as well as entertainment opportunities. The renovations include new bike lanes, updated lighting, increased sidewalks for cafes and outdoor dining. Additionally, along Main Street, you can find an outdoor space. It was created to be a gathering space for residents and visitors. There's a performance arts area along Main Street. It recently opened its doors, hosting performances in a socially distanced manner today, from opera to magic. And then we're still encouraging our community to safely get out and enjoy each other's company in our First Friday Date Night program, where businesses offer specials and stay open late along Main Street the first Friday of each month. And you can find a variety of cuisines from Italian, Brazilian, Thai, as well as American. So I will just say in closing, you know, we really are privileged to be a community built for business, but as you can see, we are so much more. And I really thank our team, our economic development team at the Chamber, our partners at the city, the Las Colinas Association, and the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau. We truly are all working together to make sure that our families, the diversity of our workforce, within their career opportunities, truly have access to this 10-minute life. So it's been a privilege to share this information with you today. And I believe I will turn it back over in the event that there's any questions from the audience.
Good morning. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Great to have that inside information. At this point, we will be sending out, the question was, well, can we share these slides with people? Yes, these will be sent out. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then what are the future plans for Loop 12, Texas Stadium area? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, so right now, as I shared, the focus is on infrastructure and making sure those access points around those major thoroughfares are ready to handle the vision of PUD 6, which is the former stadium site, which will, we anticipate, potentially be able to house over 9 million square feet of class office space, about 9 million various residential opportunities. We've had many in the private sector, various developers come forward with opportunities. And at this time, the focus is on infrastructure, and we're continuing to work with the neighboring landowners and look forward to bringing an incredible place where really it's our front door into the Irving-Las Colinas community, as well as our neighbors to the east in Dallas. It's their front door as well. So more to come, but the focus right now for the next few years is going to be on infrastructure.
Great. Thank you, Beth. We appreciate that. At this point, we don't have any other questions, and I'll turn it over to Erica.
I would like to thank you. You shared with us some exciting stuff. Everyone who has been in that area recently has seen the tremendous growth over the last couple of years, and it's been exciting to watch unfold. And the event centers and the different activities that have been added to that area recently are pretty exciting. I know my family and I have enjoyed some times out there, and we've seen a few concerts out there, and trust me, we're ready to go back. We definitely miss live music, I'll say that. Does anyone else have any additional questions for Beth? She shared some great information. And Heather, that was a great question about Loop 12. Does anyone have any other questions for her?
We do have a few more, and I don't know that this will fall underneath your jurisdiction, but what do you know about the plans for the Irving Mall?
So that's a great question. The mall today, we have a really close relationship, and they are serving many customers. We are working with them closely, along with the various owners that surround the mall, on how to continue to enhance that experience in that corridor. But today, the ownership within the mall is very happy with the shoppers that they are able to serve and support, and we are doing everything we can to make sure that they are successful while keeping the door open for, again, how do we continue to enhance that major corridor throughout our community.
Great question.
Great, thank you. And you may have touched on this, but we had someone ask, are there any new plans for a hotel or for hotel amenities in Las Colinas that you can share with us?
Yeah, so I think what's great is the Westin Headquarter Hotel came online, and when that hotel came online, what we saw shortly after was the Texican, and these hotels are both incredible. They offer unique hospitality experiences to the guests, and ease of access to the convention center or to amenities, all within walking distance. But what we saw was our seasoned hotels, the Marriott Las Colinas and the Omni Mandalay Las Colinas, both of those hotels reinvested into their property, which is really exciting. So, today I would say we have, at least 4 and many other fresh hospitality concepts for leisure travelers, those that want to have a staycation to enjoy, but also the business traveler, which really has been our community's success and focus. We know that's going to be slow to come back online, but we are definitely ready to safely host our visitors within our community. I do anticipate additional hotel traffic to come online. And when I say traffic, new development is probably a more appropriate word. But we are seeing within some of the developments that I shared within this deck today, visions for additional hotels within developments.
Great. Thank you so much for that. One more question coming in, and this is, again, maybe a little bit south of Las Colinas, but off of 183 and Story Road, there's been some commercial properties that have been cleared. Is this going to be for residential development? What do you know that's happening along that 183 corridor, and will we see a continuation of the older strip centers being demolished or demoed?
Yeah, so great questions. I definitely think as consumers, right, we've really shaped the transition of retail, for better or for worse. As consumers, we all want our products now and we want it delivered to where we are, which might not be the traditional brick and mortar experience. So I got to give credit to our mayor and council that's seated today and those that have led our community and persevered through challenges to see opportunities, which is really the 183 redevelopment that's happened. For those of you that have traveled along 183, I mean, it's a beautiful transition through our community, but the mayor and council and our partners at the city also created a 183 overlay district to make sure any new development that comes through that thoroughfare is really enhanced from what is there today. So I trust we'll see some additional retail development pick up, as well as some additional hospitality opportunities and commercial.
Great. Thank you so much.
Any other questions, Heather?
Yeah, we do have one more that just came in, and this is again, pertaining to that 183 Dallas area by Carl is empty. Is it the focus of the city of Irving to add more multifamily units along that or along the service road in that Carl Road area?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I would say, Irving is definitely open to listening to demands that our residents and our workforce are needing. And we know some of the other development, in addition to the infrastructure, that some of the neighboring owners to the city's land at the former stadium site has transitioned into multifamily. And that is all in alignment with PUD 6. As I shared, the projections for within that PUD, in addition to the 9 million square feet of commercial office space, is about 9 million residential options of variety. And we're seeing some of the multifamily that has come online and will continue to come online. I will say it is not a focus for the community, but I think the community is very aware that we must have a variety for our workforce to be able to select from.
Great. Thanks again, Beth. We appreciate you answering all these questions, and I'd like to thank Derek for asking such great questions, and certainly appreciate you. Back over to you, Erica.
Yeah. If I can also, add, I'll just share to give everybody a little, ounce of hope. The pandemic has been really unfortunate. Our small businesses are struggling. I'm sure many of you have had personal struggles or know somebody professionally that is struggling. What we see on the economic development side is business industry still has confidence in Texas. They still have confidence in Irving, Texas, and they're looking for locations for their office to home in a central location, in a pro-business state government, a pro-business local government. And again, we're thrilled that we check all those boxes. But what comes with those businesses, as each of you know, are families that are looking for homes or individuals that are looking for homes. So we continue to see our pipeline is strong. Our focus is really for our team on backfilling the pipeline. Is for about 6 months, we took a pause on backfilling that pipeline. Our team has not traveled into our target markets. As many of our target markets have been hit harder than we have from the coronavirus, but our team's anxious to get back out and be in front of our customers, continue to penetrate the opportunities to really bring these companies and their workforce home to Irving-Las Colinas. I just really thank the Metro Tex Realtors Association for everything that your members do on the front line to really be an extension of our team and warmly welcome new residents into our community.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Those are very kind words. We definitely appreciate the camaraderie and the connection to the community. Of course, so we all know real estate is actually an extension of all the cities that we work in and that we represent. So we appreciate that. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We appreciate you so much for coming out and speaking to us today, Beth. You gave us some great information. And all of the questions that we got from the attendees, we definitely appreciate those questions. They were great questions that you were asking in regards to the Irving area. So we appreciate that. We look forward to having each of you attending our next event, and we will be sending out an email in regards to our next speaker. And again, Beth Bowman, thank you so much for your time today, and have a great day, everyone.